Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Actors Area. I am your host, Sean Grant. It's been a bit of time, but I am excited and happy to be here with you and to share this opportunity to just enlighten you on things that are just going to help your career in so many ways, and it's so exciting. It excites me beyond belief. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it, and we're going to go into into today's topic of pioneering your path. And when you think about a pioneer, you think about somebody who has basically paved their own road in a certain area of life. And what that means is you basically see a road where there is no road. You see a path where there is no path. And the only way you're able to do this in life is when you're able to use your intuition. Now, without getting too spiritual, as an actor, as an actress, as a performer, period, in anything, but also definitely in our careers in the entertainment industry, we want to always be able to be tuned in as finely as possible to our intuitions, okay? Because if you can receive your intuitive guidance, what you're going to find is that you are never in a place to where you're involved in circumstances that aren't for your highest good if you're consistently listening to your intuition every chance that you get. And intuitive guidance, it's one of those things. All you have to do is ask God for it, ask the universe for it, and what will happen is it'll be fed to you either through what I like to call a divine download, where you just have a knowing, or you'll see circumstances align themselves to show you what it is that you need to do. And so this is so very important because a lot of times, we get caught up in certain things where we have to make a choice. And a lot of times in a career of acting or entertainment, you have to be able to make the right choices as it relates to your career. Because let's face it, one bad move, depending on the magnitude of that choice, could affect the trajectory of your career. So you always want to be on point. All right. So in order to pioneer your path, you've got to start with intuition. And how do you hone your intuition? You meditate. You tune. You basically silence everything, right? You silence everything and you get in tune with your inner voice. You get in tune with your ability to basically hear the voice of God. And whether you're religious or not, there is a voice there, and it's a part of you, it's inside of you, it's there to make sure that you can climb not only the ladder of success, but the ladder of fulfillment to a place where you can not only have everything you want and everything you desire, but you're able to share the things that you've learned. That's where I am right now, and that's why I feel like in my career, there's been times where I've done what has seemed unorthodox to most people who choose a career in doing this. See, what you find, and especially in places like LA and New York, and even in the small towns, people are making a killing off of telling individuals, actors, especially new actors, how they can be a success. And sure, success always has a formula, but I can honestly tell you, there are so many pathways to get to where you want to go in this career. You just have to listen to what's best for you. And that's just quieting your mind. That's making sure you take time out of your day, at least 15 to 20 minutes, to just sit silent and listen to what your heart is giving you. And you will find success on so many levels. I can't even begin to explain, but I really want you to be able to do this, because when you start pioneering your path, then you control your career. And as actors, what's most important for us is to be able to be in a situation to where we can control our career. Now, we're in a technology age where we can shoot our own films, we can shoot our own commercials, our web series on our phones, on our cameras, whatever it is, put it out there on the internet, and it can be seen. Submitting it to festivals as well. So there's so many outlets that you can be in control. But when you can be in control of your career, when you start to reach the big league, so to say, that works in your favor. See, Hollywood is all about leverage. And if you have that leverage to where you can work it to where you can get whatever it is you're looking for, you're in the driver's seat and you're in a good place. A lot of times people often feel like, well, I have to do this and I got to do this. I don't have a choice. No, you always have a choice, and you want to set it up for yourself to where you can be the one making the decisions. You can be the one making the decisions, and you can be the one in control to make sure that you're staying true to who you are, not only as an actor, but as a person, in doing the stuff that you want to do. Okay, makes sense? So how do we do that? We listen deep to the intuition first and foremost. And then once we get that wisdom, that guidance coming in, and it may take some time, like I said, even if you don't get anything to start off, stick with it. It's not something you have to force. You just have to allow it to happen. That is when some of the greatest things in life and our careers happen, when we step back, surrender, and allow things to open themselves up to us and not just be so fixated on the outcome. Okay, so keep following me here. When you do that, you're going to receive action steps that will probably tell you to do something you might not think is logical, but be very careful of logic, because logic is something that will think you right out of your fortune, of your blessing, of your progress, okay? So give you an example of this. I've been writing for so long. And it's been something that's so near and dear to my heart, and it's a creative expression, and it just allows me to tap into absolutely everything that I love about life, and I can put it on paper, and it's just so amazing. And the beauty of it all is that I've always done it for me. So, over the years, I would say over the last 5 or 6 years, I've really, really spiritually evolved, because I feel like if you're going to be a performer, there has to be that level of spirituality in your life that helps you tap in to these things that create such organic and dynamic characters. But that's another podcast in itself. So anyway, getting back to my story, I've been writing for a long time. I went through the process of having an audition, and at an audition, I was auditing a class, and the entire experience of that day was so compelling that I decided to write an article about it on my blog. And something about that blog that I had written just kind of stood out to me. And for so many years, I would never submit my work to anybody because, secretly, I can be honest with myself. You always question, is it good enough? Is it worthy of being on a site to where millions of people can see it? So what actually happened after that point was I was sitting in a coffee shop waiting for my car to be repaired. And I hear this voice that says, submit the article to Backstage. And, Backstage Media. And I'm like, huh? And I hear it again, and it's a small, subtle voice, submit the article to Backstage. Well, needless to say, you can never allow the past to dictate your present or your future. I had submitted before, hadn't heard anything back. But this time around, I submit this article. And not sure about what's going to happen, I get a response within minutes. It's a guy who's working the kiosk or the call center or something like that. He sends me a message immediately with the editor's email. Now, to be able to get an editor's email to a publication that is so huge, especially for actors and entertainers, is just beyond amazing. And it was such a level of synchronicity involved with this, because what happens is when you listen to your intuitive guidance, the next step is revealed to you, right? and then the next step, and then the next step. And that's the beauty of it, is we never have to know the whole spectrum of it all. We only have to know the next step. And so I get the next step, and I send over my my article to the editor, and they absolutely love it. And so, you know, it's amazing to think about, because I never would have thought that I would have made it through to that point to be able to show my work. And I knew in my heart, I've been writing long enough to know that I'm really good. And I think as a performer, over time, you start to really believe in yourself and have that confidence to know that you can do this and do it well. And I knew that about my writing, but it took for me to listen to a higher power, okay? Stay with me. That could see the past, present, and future all in one, that could see the things that I could not. And it took that higher power to give me that nudge, that intuitive nudge, I like to call it, that guidance to go ahead and submit that that article. And would you know, they invited me to be on their panel of expert bloggers. And it was all because I listened to my intuition, my intuitive guidance. And this relates to our topic completely, pioneering your path. No matter where you are in life, never just settle or feel like, and I used to do this all the time, that you have to go the way that certain people go. Like, you know, people used to think that, oh, you get an Actors Access account, you get an LA Casting account, and you submit, and you try to build your stuff from there. But sometimes, once again, your higher power may be guiding you to do it in a totally different way. And never dismiss anything, once again, that doesn't feel like it logically makes sense, because if it feels good in your heart and you kind of get you kind of can feel that lightness from it, it's an opportunity that your spirit is seeing something that your body cannot see or your mind can't see. Trust it. Go with that feeling, because once you take that step, the next step will be revealed, and then the next step, and then the next step, and before you know it, you'll have paved a path that is something to be written about and talked about, and also given to other actors to inspire them to do the same. So my point here before I leave you is to remember that there are so many ways to success and to fulfillment. And we definitely want fulfillment, because fulfillment is what touches our soul. Success is great, but we definitely want fulfillment to touch our soul at the end of the day. So never discount how you can make it to the destination you want to. And if that by some chance does not unfold in the way that you feel it needs to, be open to it. A lot of times the universe will change circumstances in order, right? Universe will change circumstances in order to cater to what's very best for you, and you just have to be open. You cannot be narrow-minded in thinking that you see it all, you know it all, you know what's right. God knows what's best for you, and you follow his guidance. You follow what he's giving you moment to moment, because intuitive guidance comes to us every single moment of the day. We just have to recognize it. We just have to be, once again, attuned to it, and we can make the most of it. And we make decisions that support our life in the most wonderful way. We find we're more at peace. We find more joy, and we find, more importantly, happiness, because we're making the right decisions that support not only our career, but everyone else involved with us. Everybody is at that same level, and that's what you want, because that's how you will get the most success out of your career. Okay? With that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Love coming on the Actors Area and sharing some knowledge with you. Other than that, have a wonderful day, and I will be back soon to talk to you and drop some more tidbits of wisdom to help you keep your career moving forward and evolving in an amazing way. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.